Hi, everyone. This is Dave again. I hope you're doing well. We're surviving and doing well here at Coaching Actuaries. We've been getting a lot of questions from you folks out there about what's going on and just kind of random questions that we thought maybe we could answer with a video. So here's my list of questions, and here we go. You're getting past the 2 preliminary exams and now you're into the more advanced exams. So I would suggest connecting with someone who would be considered like an expert in the field. And there's certainly several experts out there. I know we've got experts at Coaching Actuaries for that exam, but there's others out there. So find someone that really knows this exam well and get connected to that person to kind of coach you along. So that would be my suggestion, because there's a lot of material in that exam, and no use going through it blindly when you can get someone to guide you through it. That would be exam LTAM. Just love that exam, have a lot of fun with it. It's a difficult exam, but I think it's really practical for what actuaries do, and it's just a good exam. I like the written answer part because it can get into more interesting questions. Anything with chocolate is a great start, and if you can mix in some coffee flavoring with that as well, it's really hard to go wrong with ice cream. I've rarely had bad ice cream my whole life, so I'll take about any type of ice cream. That's a good question. I think that there's advantages to coding. I did a lot of coding as an actuary myself, so personally I've benefited from it. Now things have changed a lot since then, but what I see as the advantage of coding is it forces you to understand the concepts. So even if you're maybe coding for yourself and you're not using it like in production mode or for other people, there's benefit to writing code where something that may have been a little fuzzy now becomes more clearer as I'm writing the code. Anyway, that's my experience. Was I benefited a lot, not just from the code itself, but from the process of writing the code. So I think that the more people that benefit from that, the better. That's difficult to tell. I have not any inside connection to the SOA on that, so your guess is as good as mine. I really think that exam focuses on basic principles and not memorizing, so there's not too much downside to getting ready for July, because if it's not happening, then you should be good to go in November. At least that's my opinion. I think the people are great. For some reason, I just thoroughly enjoy working with actuaries. I like the fact that it's solving business problems and helping people in real life. And it also has a nice amount of challenge to the math. So those 3 good reasons why I like being an actuary. I don't know of any one person who is connected with pharmaceuticals, but I do think that they can, and there's several articles out from the SOA on actuaries doing work with pharmaceutical companies. So the SOA is providing content on that. And I remember seeing stuff in the actuarial exams about pricing drugs and things like that. I think anytime you have long-term challenges and there's long-term issues in pharmaceutical, there's a lot of research going on and a lot of uncertainty in the pricing that I think actuaries can add value. I just don't know of one particular person in particular that's working in that field, but I'm sure there are. That's kind of difficult to tell. I think they can certainly in a business setting, that's consultants helping other companies. I think it's difficult to necessarily maybe do much with individuals. We know a lot of things, but we're not certified to do things like maybe financial planning and things like that. So you definitely want to stick with what you're trained in doing in performing those services. But certainly a lot of consultants work from home. I did that myself for quite a few years, so that is an option. Another great question. I like going to shops that are local and checking those out. Of course, some of them are good, some of them not so good, but it's fun just to meet the people at the local shop. But if I need a safe bet, I can never go wrong with Caribou. I love Caribou coffee. I've kind of made a lot of my career in the non-traditional role as an actuary, and so I've been able to see firsthand how I can use my actuarial skills in places outside of the traditional role. And I think that that's been wonderful for me and hopefully for the people I've been working with. I think there's a lot of untapped potential in that non-traditional market. So that's one thing that I would hope to see change in the future, is we get away from the stereotype that, okay, an actuary works for an insurance company and this is what they do with life insurance, because I think we have a lot more to offer. Let me give you my home address here. No, what I would like is time. That seems to be the one thing I'm always short of, that I wish each day I had more of. Unfortunately, I can't get that, but if you can give me more time, I certainly would take that. Certain has its practical aspect. You know, you can solve problems. We use a lot of math as actuaries, but there's a lot of beauty to it, and to me, it's just a lot of fun to solve puzzles and to see how patterns emerge and to be surprised. So those are the different things I think about when I think about math. It's been a while, hate to say, maybe 30 years or so, over 30 years. So yeah, there's, let me get that right. No, not quite 30. I'm aging myself too much. It hasn't been 30 years since I've passed. But the things I remember about going through the exams is I learned how to study better, and I learned how to learn difficult material, large quantities of it, especially in the upper level exams. I learned how to solve problems that didn't have an exact answer. Now, in the lower level exams with multiple choice, we do have that one right answer we're shooting for, but once you get to the upper level exams, that luxury goes away and you enter into the world where there is not a right answer. And at first that's difficult, but after a while it's a good thing, because really that's how the world is in the actual world, is there's not a right answer. So it gets you prepared for your work as an actuary. And I think just developing confidence that I can learn things is something I also picked up from going through the exams. Yes, I did, and I failed more than one. I don't know how many, certainly not tons, but probably around 5 or 6 maybe. And each one, none of them were easy, but the goal is to get through them, and I got through them. People I can relate to are some of the mathematicians I've been studying. So I mentioned Euler, and I really liked him because of his persistency through difficult times and how he overcame obstacles in his life and worked on things that were really important. And that work has lived on today to not only to things that we benefit from, but then other people built on his work. And then a similar person is Bernard Riemann, who worked on Euler's math in the 1800s. And we benefit from his work from our GPS system. The Einstein's theory of relativity was based on his math. And so again, it's really important. Math at that time was very controversial and often not seen as important. So people that can look into things and create solutions for problems that other people don't necessarily even see as a problem yet, to me that's inspiring. Yes and yes, but if I had to choose one, definitely go with the sweet, i.e. ice cream. Probably go to the Grand Canyon and travel down and up the Grand Canyon. I've done that before and it's a lot of fun, but it's been quite a while and certainly would like to do that again. Discipline takes perseverance and just, sticking with it. I don't think you have to be super smart. I'm a good example of that. But if you can stick with something and persevere, you likely will get through the exam. So I think those are the things that you need to have, the type of skills. Again, I think I look at short-term, long-term. Short-term, of course, you have financial benefits and it's good for your career. You don't have to study that stuff again. All those things are great. You get the thrill of accomplishing something really difficult. All that is good. But I think the long-term is it really opens up doors. And I can look back at my career. I certainly had all those things when I passed the exams, got a raise for every exam, and all that was good. But what has really stuck out has been what doors it has opened up for me in my life. And so the short term, it's nice not having to study and to get that boost in salary perhaps, but it's really more important in the long term what opportunities these exams will give to you in your life and your career. Well, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with us and have a great day.